Thank you very much. I think it has become very important for me to take this question and provide clarity on the issue that is comparing the last marginal bid exercise with the ongoing deep offshore bid. So let me just say upfront that there is no comparison between both. And for us, I want to say, and as stakeholders, as you would have seen from the beginning, that we are being guided entirely in this process by the provisions of the Petroleum Industry Act. And clearly, in my speech, I made it clear that we are going to be very transparent. I made that very clear. And I think in the contribution by the legal lady, that is Fumi, that is talking about the process, that is when she was making her contribution in respect of the bidding process. She made it clear that a bidder could bid as an entity or as a consortium. Now, comparing that with what happened in the large marginal bid, we intend to go strictly in line with that. For us, as a commission and operating within the PIA environment, we don't intend to do any forced marriage. By implication, if an entity chooses to bid as a consortium, that entity is coming as a consortium. But by implication, the marriage will not be done within the commission. It will have been done outside the commission. So we don't intend to do marriages as it was done during the last marginal bid exercise. So we are not going to adopt that model. Thank you very much.
So thank you, because that also answers the question by Dede Jasper Nwachukwu. The last question was on drill or drop. And Martin, yeah? Sorry. Gabriel, Total. You asked whether the drill or drop provisions will also apply. Absolutely. We don't have any power to abridge the provisions of the law. What we are doing is bringing blocks to the marketplace and saying, come, if you see prospectivity like we think there is, like we see as well, jump in, put your heart in the ring and take one if you're both willing and able to do so. But that doesn't mean that other provisions of extant law will not apply. Hope that answers. Any other question, please?
Yes, just 1 second. Yeah, there you go.
Yes, good afternoon. My name is Olufola. Also, I work for Megathos Law Practice. I know Fumi mentioned a work program performance security, right? I think mentioned it twice. So typically for PSCs, we see like a work program, and sometimes operators stick with it, sometimes they don't. I know there were challenges with the PSCs in the past from issues of gold placing of cost and things like that, but please, can you shed more light on the work program performance security? Is it a bond? Is it a payment of some sort? And sorry, the last thing I wanted to mention was, I know that the CCLA had mentioned it. Deep offshore is not a learning curve. I think Egina was like $16 million in total. That's a lot of money. So if you're not sure of what to do, get your advisors to advise you. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for that last comment. So that's just a comment to your colleagues, actually, your fellow Peters. I like that. CSLA, who do you, you want to take the question on?
Yes, he was asking what the work performance, work program performance security bond is. Because the bidder would have committed to drilling a number of wells and doing certain things, we need to ensure, one of the objectives of the functions of the commission is to monitor the development of blocks granted. So we need to ensure that the bidder or a licensee would commit to work programs agreed to drill as per their work program. So it's a bond, and the commission has a criteria, the requirements, the amount, and who can issue this bond. I would also give this to Mr. Abdullahi, who's a technical person in our team, to expatiate further.
Okay, I'm going to tie it again back to the PIA. The PIA has made it that there must be a minimum work program obligation, right? Which again, it is clear. The minimum is 1 exploratory well, Dr. Egba, right? And the essence is that we are not more ready for companies to continue to hold blocks, right, in their portfolio without developing. There are some 2007 blocks that have been with companies that have not been developed. So by the time you give us a commitment, you tie it to a bond within the time defined. If you did not meet up that, you forfeit it. That is a kind of making sure that we have serious, committed operators that are actually ready to develop. As we can see, one of the objectives of this bid process, right, is to create value to government and to companies. How will government or company have value if someone have a block in his portfolio doing nothing? There's no value creation. How will that create employment if you have just that in your portfolio and you're not developing it? That wouldn't be value. How will that create energy sufficiency if you're not developing it? How will that create employment? So the essence of the bond is to force you, let me even use that, sorry, is to force you to now know that you're committed and you're losing something if you do not fulfill that bond. Thank you.
In other words, you have your skin in the game.